I spoke to you last year about this project that we've been working on an ongoing basis, doing satellite tracking, and we're tracking all different kinds of satellites now, including low Earth orbit satellites known as LEOs. And what? So LEOs, MEOs, and GEOs, low Earth orbit, medium Earth orbit, and geosynchronous. We started out doing only the geosynchronous ones because that's a huge commercial market, and it was a market we already knew and understood. We added MEOs, just they came along for the ride because you could do LEOs. And in the past couple of years, there's been a great deal of interest in pointing satellite antennas at celestial bodies, especially the moon. If you've been following what China has been doing, puttering around up there on the moon, then you understand why people are interested in pointing a satellite antenna at it. And so we thought, well, let's just take that exact same technology that we currently have for tracking LEOs, and instead of calculating the trajectory for a LEO, let's make it something longer and calculate the trajectory of the moon from the time that we can point at it coming over the horizon, follow the arc over through the sky until it disappears beyond the horizon. So we made those modifications to be able to, the addition to be able to generate a list of tracking points across that arc. So it's a much longer list, of course, than the LEO. Transit time for a LEO is about 20-25 minutes, and the transit time for the moon is many hours. The track list consists of the azimuth and elevation pairs of angles, 8 of them per second, so 125 milliseconds is the time period for the entire list. And then we just pump that out to a little embedded controller that does the velocity calculations to do a smooth sweep across the sky. So we strapped a webcam onto one of the antenna pedestals, and I'm just going to do a time lapse of following the moon. The red X that you see to the left of the pedestal across from us is the focal point of the antenna. The camera is shifted just a little bit just because of the way the antenna mount works. We couldn't go directly in the center. So if you watch that over 30 seconds, you should see us very smoothly tracking the transit of the moon through the sky, and we stayed dead on the whole time. This is the sky over Fresno, California in October 2021. It's a little bit overcast, but enough that you can actually see the moon. You'll also see the sun come up in a few seconds as we're coming down. But we're still tracking the moon. There we go. And then it disappears behind the tree on the other side. That's it.
Very cool. Thank you, Leon.
Yeah, just a couple notes
Amazing.
about how we do the real-time part of this. So can I switch windows? Will it
Depends
let
on
me
how
do
you
that?
shared it. Let's find out.
I shared it as a window.
Then you have to unshare it and share the other window, I guess.
Hmm.
Never mind. I had a picture of the antenna controller, but it's in the same browser I'm using for this.
Then you
So
can
the
just
antenna
switch
control.
tabs. That's okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's a different window.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, never mind.
Mhm.
I'll just tell you that the antenna controller, that the user interface, and that's doing all the calculations. It's a Windows-based PC with a touchscreen interface, and we run full screen on it. And I've showed you that before. The real-time portion is a little tiny embedded onboard with a Cortex M4 on it. It's an NXP K64F, I think. And the way we optimized all of this stuff to run on an embedded controller without floating point is to express all angles as a 30-bit fractional angle. So within a 32-bit integer, you get plus or minus 2 revolutions, or plus or minus 720 degrees, so you can follow anything that moves in a circle with it. And it makes the calculations really fast on the embedded controller as it's doing the velocity loop.
That's a
And
cool
that's it.
trick. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that looks so easy when you're looking at it. I can't even tell you the enormous amount of work that went into so many pieces to make that test happen, and we were so excited when it worked on the first pass.
Oh, I don't think it's easy. I already have issues tracking optical scope manually, and so I'm with you on that one. So do we have any
Yeah, this
questions
just
from
seems-
Leon? For Leon? No questions. Okay, well, wonderful. I'm looking forward to
Thank
have
you.
a telescope mount with your technology on it.
I'm sorry Andrew Reed isn't here. I thought this would be something you would like.
Yeah, I thought it, but he can always watch it on Twitch, and he usually does. So there's that, you know.
Sure. Good. Okay.
All
And he knows how
right.
to find me.